This is the drive home with
Zac
and TT for the Mill drive home, driving home from Carrow Road, where it finished Norwich City 3,
Millwall
Mill 1, 3-1. Although 3-1 flattered us in every way, shape and form. To be fair, we didn't have the rub of the green today. A few bad refs decisions, but I am not going to make any excuses for that performance. We were well below par. Norwich played the ball around really well. Some excellent moves. Probably the signing of the season, in my opinion, and both me and Zac are very big fans of Ashley Barnes coming into the team. He just brings so much nous experience. But we were just off it, and today's the day I've turned. I've been a Gary Rowett fan for, I wouldn't say fan, but I respected what he's done with a small budget to get us in and around the playoffs every year. Is no mean feat. It's not an easy job to do. But performances have been woeful for quite some time. Our home records, in the last 12 we've won 3. Things have been on a steady decline for a little while, even though, yes, we were in and about the playoffs, but only by the skin of our teeth. And but we've had dour performances after dour performance. We've not known how to attack in the final third. We're playing the same balls up, hopeful balls. We can't seem to retain possession, and it all came to a 4 today. And like I said, let's make no bones about it. That's a good Norwich City side there. Compared to last year when we played them and we got beat 2-0 at Carrow Road quite early on in the season, I still didn't think that they would mount a promotion charge. I put it on social media. I really didn't think they had it in them last year. This year I think it's different. Like I said, they look like a much better unit. Daniel Wagner's got them playing some decent football. But today's the day. Is I was quite angry watching the game. Getting more angry as it is, and then the Mill fan singing Gary Rowett, your football is shit, and then he applauds. Now I understand giving it back. I like players and I like fans. Having a little bit of banter with each other. That's not banter. That's, you've got to be a professional. You're a manager of a football club, and that was absolutely poor. I've never sung it before. Gary Rowett, your football is rubbish. Apologies for swearing the first time. I sung it after that. That's not something you should be doing. And now I'm fully on the fact that the club needs to change. It happened with Neil Harris at Luton, and Neil Harris, it was the same thing. We 1-0 down at half time, and he walked past us and got a load of dog's abuse. To be fair to Neil, he took it, and then he knew that it was time to move on, and he'd done the right thing and stepped down after the game. Ironically, we got it back to 1-1, but I don't know whether Gary Rowett will do that. I don't know whether he'll take the hit. But the club's got it, and then it's a really difficult decision for James Berylson. He's just come in, he's taken over from his dad in horrible circumstances. The last thing you want to do is change the manager, who's been a trusted member of staff for Millwall, and had a good relationship with his dad. So that's going to be very difficult. But as a fan, it has to happen. And to be fair, I don't know who we're going to get in. There's loads of different managers about. Could it mean we go down? Yes. But easily. Somehow the fans are still flocking to the Den, which is amazing considering normally there's things when it goes like this,
it quiets down. Yeah,
well, the atmosphere quiets down, but people are still coming in their droves, which is massive, and we need to keep them. We need to keep them coming, and hopefully they can have something more positive to shout about, because like I said, it's now time for a change, and there's no getting around it. We'll talk about the game. I'm 4 minutes into the video and I haven't even mentioned the game, and I will break it down. And if you're still Norwich fans have probably left quite rightly, or they're probably enjoying the Millwall meltdown. But we started with an unchanged lineup. No, we never.
No, we started with SA in there.
A completely changed lineup. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we started with a back 4. So Sarkic in goal, a back 4 of Danny McNamara, Murray Wallace left back, 2 centre backs in Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson. Billy Mitchell and George Saville, because the Norrs picked up an injury, and obviously Joe Bryan picked up an injury. A front four of a right midfielder was Romain Esse, central attacking midfielder in Zian Fleming, left midfielder in Duncan Watmore, and then the striker was Kevin Nisbet. I named the 11. Most of them didn't play well today. Sparks, flashes, but we just don't look like we have patterns of play. We don't look like we know how to attack in any kind of with any kind of rhythm. And Norwich created all the chances in the first half. I think we went in at 1-0 down. It could have been a lot more. First chance fell for Norwich. It was a free kick outside the box, bent into the kind of top left-hand corner. Sarkic just made a really good save and pushed it around the post. Norwich then take the lead. It's a fantastic move, to be fair. They've just played it around us on the left. One or two touch football, neat passing, falls to the number 27. His name's gone from me, and he's had a really good start to the season. But he cuts in on his right and just bends it into the top right hand corner. Fortunately for Frankie and Zac, they were in the toilet, so they missed it. But I had to see him curl that into the top right-hand corner to put them deservedly 1-0 up at that stage. And then one chance right near the end of the first half, a fantastic ball from the right, from Norwich, curled it in, and I think it was the same fella drifting into the back post, and he's got there, and he's headed it over. But he should have really done better with the header, but should have put them 2-0 up. So we go in at half time 1-0, and I didn't think things were going to change. They didn't change in the second half. It just gradually got worse and worse. Norwich take second goal, a foul outside the box. The ball's played in. Hutchinson is being pulled all over the place. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get fouls. Well, we're not going to get fouls. It seemed that all of those 50-50s we didn't get wouldn't have made much of a difference anyway. Sargent manages to get on the end of on the cross, heads it against the post, hits the other post, and then goes into the back of the net to put them 2-0 up. I think they had another chance, another free header where they could have made it 3. They did make it 3 about 5 minutes afterwards, where the ball goes into Ashley Barnes in the box. He's got 2 Millwall players on him. He hits the ball at the defence. It's gone nowhere. To be fair, it was a pretty poor shot, but it's bounced straight back to him. It couldn't have fell any better for him to hit it first time. And to be fair, it's a really good finish, wasn't it?
He's done it like on the turn.
On the half turn, and it's a really good finish into the bottom left hand corner to make it 3-0. That's when the atmosphere really did change. It really got quite poisonous.
Toxic.
Yeah, toxic's a good word. And it's always bad when you're joining in with the home fans in terms of kind of taking the piss out of each other or taking the piss out of Millwall, which I never like. But it was, like I said, it was very, very difficult to take. We do make some substitutions. Imaku comes on, and this is what I'd say in terms of some kind of positivity. We have got some good players in this team. This is a good squad, and with some direction, different voice, maybe just some different tactics. I don't feel like we'll have any problem staying in the division. And that's what we've got to look at the moment, because there's no doubt about it. Yes, we're only 3 games into the season, but if things continue the way they are, we'll be in a relegation battle, and I'll have no doubt about that. But we've got some really good talented players, and we do get a goal in the 92nd minute of 8 minutes injury time. And to be fair, it could have turned the game a little bit if it weren't so toxic. But Maku does really, really nice. He cuts in again, and a little bit like the first Norwich goal. The only difference is he placed it along the ground into the bottom right-hand corner to make it 3-1. And when we had a couple of corners, like I said, it would have been a travesty for Norwich's point of view if we got anything out of that game. But we could have got a second goal, and then it really would have been squeaky bum time for them, because that for some reason they really took their foot off the gas, and we could have punished them. Who's your man of the match, Zac?
I think I might have to give it to Imaku, maybe.
Yeah.
Just because he made a little impact on the game.
Yeah, he looked
quite lively. So
yeah, he did. Frankie, anything to say about the game? No, thank you very much, Frankie. I don't blame you.
Are you talking to Zac?
You thought I was talking to Zac, even though I said, Frankie, have you got any thoughts on the game?
Yeah.
Okay. There's not much I can say about that, Frankie. Zac, anything you want to say about the game?
We need to make a change.
Okay, so
If it's the tactics with Gary Rowett or just Gary Rowett goes and we get a new manager, we've got to make some sort of change.
And what you can do, I don't like changing the manager. I always like looking at the how long he's serving managers, and we've had a couple of really long ones in Neil Harris and now Gary Rowett. I like the fact that we don't change and we're not, fans
Watford.
we're not Watford, but the opposite to Watford, just changing changing your manager as often as you change your bed sheets. But the bed sheets have got to be changed now, and there's no doubt about it. Obviously, stick your comments in below. What do you think? We did get beat by a good Norwich City side. There's no doubt about that. But it's now got poisonous. There's no doubt about it. It's poisonous, and things have got to change. So we'll leave it there. I don't like being negative, but I've got no choice today, and that's where we're at. So thank you very much for watching the Millwall Drive Home. If you're not subscribed, get yourself subscribed. Like the video if you like the video. Obviously it's no reflection of the game, but there's only one way we can end it. No one likes us.
We don't care.